that really gets you guys going? What's been the deal so far?
It really seems like, it takes a close game to kind of wake us up. We fall behind and then we're like, oh, we're in a dogfight now, so we got to go out and get them. But I think a lot of it has to do with wooden bats. You can't wait for a home run. You can't wait for the big inning. You got to play small ball. One run here, one run there. So it's a different type of game.
Do you think so, that it's sort of the same thing, that it's the wooden bats, and then maybe it's sort of the philosophy of staying in those close games that really wakes you guys up?
I mean, I think we have thrived in tight situations so far this season. I guess just playing small ball and just coming together as a team really helps out in close games.
Now, is that a sign of real good things to come, knowing that you guys can play small ball in the right situation? You don't have to wait for the power bat to come up and really get you guys going?
I mean, I think so. I mean, just if everybody does their job and executes, we'll be all right. We'll win the close ones.
Now, Brian, let's talk a little bit about so far in the season. Still haven't gotten a winner or loss yet at the 0-0 record, and ERA right a little bit over 4. But you've really competed in the ballgame. You're still throwing the ball hard and executing pretty well. If you wanted to work on one thing, maybe one thing that you need to improve on, as well as talk about maybe one thing that you know that you've succeeded in this year, what do you think those two things are?
Not walking people. I can't remember when I walked 4 or 5 guys in a game. It didn't really hurt me last game, but it's going to hurt me later down. But just about that, and getting out of innings, finishing the inning off. Getting 2 outs, not walking a guy, runners on first and second, first and third, being able to get out of the inning without giving up any damage. What
about for you, Nathaniel? Any strengths that you feel like you've really been able to execute this season, as well as weaknesses that maybe you hope to improve on?
I mean, I've been swinging the bat well so far. I think I could be doing better, though. I've hit the ball hard, but my stats don't show that right now. But maybe be a little better bunter and just continue playing good defense.
And also, you talk about the defense. You've had a couple web gem catches out there, making the highlight reel. I'm curious, a lot of outfielders, they have to learn how to get a good read on the ball and try and figure out where it's going to be. Where did you pick up on some of those skills to be able to get a good read and just start flying and see if maybe you're going to dive and catch a ball?
A lot of it starts in BP during the day. You just try to get good reads and batting practice off the ball. And, I mean, you can't really practice diving. It's kind of instincts, but a lot of it's just from BP.
Now, a lot of balls that are hit, obviously you're running full speed towards them. As an outfielder, do you know pretty much going in, I don't know, man, I'm probably going to have to dive, or you're running and then all of a sudden it just happens?
Yeah, I think it just kind of happens. It happens so quick. I mean, just at the last second, I guess you decide to dive, but I take a lot of pride in my defense. So.
Now, Brian, this is your second summer playing for Darryl for Skip Handelsman, and it's your first. So what's helped you guys the most so far, and what has he been able to help you guys with? And Brian, is he the same manager that he was 2 years ago?
I don't know if he's the same. Sometimes he's the same. He's a little bit harsher on us now. He wants perfection more than he did. He had an older group of guys, so they kind of knew what was going on. Just the opportunity. He knows a lot about the game. Him and JP and Cam, they all know a ton about the game. So I mean, anytime between innings, you're sitting there right beside them, they talk about the game, and you're able to learn a good deal of information.
What about you, Nathaniel? What have you been able to learn from Coach and from Skip and the rest of the guys that really has helped you this year?
I've just learned if we just all come together as a team, just everybody does their job, everything else will take care of itself.
Now, the team's been playing pretty well as of late. You guys are 9-7 so far, heading into Wednesday's game. Had a couple days in first place. Right now, you're just clinging back in there. But there's a big win against Columbia last night. From your guys' perspective, what needs to happen for the team to come together, as you said, Nathaniel, in order to have this team make a run towards the Pettit Cup?
Just pitching and defense. Pitching and defense always wins championships. So, we got to pitch better, play defense better, and come up with some clutch hits. I mean, it's not really anything that we're not doing. We just needs to do more of it. So.
With wood bats, there's not going to be too many home runs hit and not much offense. And Skip will tell you that pitching and defense will win championships. So we just got to continue to pitch well and play good defense.
How much of a transition is it with those wooden bats? We've talked to a couple of the guys about getting used to it, and obviously they're not as forgiving, and a lot of times they'll let up on you. You think you'll crush one, and it only goes about maybe 200 feet instead of 350. Is that a big transition for you?
It takes a little while to get used to. We've been playing for a few weeks now, but probably Probably about a week or two to get used to the wood bat and stuff.
Now on the flip side though, after using the wooden bat for an entire summer, you think you're going to come back to South Alabama and all of a sudden start crushing the baseball with an aluminum bat?
I mean, I'm looking forward to going back to aluminum already, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
All right, now final question for you guys. Actually, no, that's not. I got 2 more left. You guys have been here for a couple of weeks, and you're starting to really know a lot of your teammates, starting to get into the rhythm and flow of things. And one thing that I'm curious about is who's been one guy that you guys have been able to know that maybe hasn't impressed you all that much with his stats. They may have great stats, but a guy that's just got a great work ethic, a great demeanor, someone that you really look up to and say, that's a guy that I like playing for. I'm
gonna go with his teammate, Michael Raya. Every day he's out there just running, busting his tail, just to getting better. I mean, he's done good so far, but just the way he comes about the business, he's always focused. He's always into the game. He's just a hard worker.
What about for you, Nathaniel?
It's tough to single out one person, but I think everybody on the team seems to come early to the ballpark and work hard. You'll see people there a couple hours before hitting in the cage and stuff. So nobody really stands out for me, but everybody works hard on the team. All
right, final question for you guys. I know in a lot of times baseball, you're surrounded by your teammates all the time, and eventually, something happens and a couple nicknames come out. We know that our buddy Matt Skirving got the nickname of Count Chocula. I don't know about any others that you guys know of, but have either of you guys received a nickname yet?
No, not me. Fortunately, the one I had in high school left me when I got to college. So, but no, everybody just calls me by my last name, Willis or B. Will. So luckily, I don't have a embarrassing one.
Has anything got on to you?
Not yet. Nothing yet.
What about Black Dog? That was the music that you came up with the other day. When you came up to bat, they played Black Dog.
Did they? I'm not sure. I mean, I didn't write that down or anything, but I mean, I don't really have a nickname. So. All
right. Well, we'll get one for you guys by the end of the summer. All right. Brian Willis, Nathaniel Lami, guys, thanks so much for coming on the program today.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks a lot.
We will leave you on this part of the segment of Inside the Dog Pound with a couple great community events coming up. Don't forget, folks, K's for the Cure is a new promotion that the SwampDogs are doing where fans can fill out a donation sheet. And guys like Brian Willis over here, for every strikeout that he records, as well as the entire SwampDog pitching staff records, you can donate X amount of money to help fighting a vicious disease and cancer. It's one of the great events that the SwampDogs are doing so far. So K's for the Cure, something that you can find out more information by going to GoSwampDogs.com, or you can pick up a sheet at the Exit Reality Guest Services booth right at JP Riddle Stadium. The Pancake Breakfast with the SwampDogs is going to be an awesome event on July 11th. Come to the Swamp at 8. Have some breakfast, meet all the SwampDogs players. It's going to be a great event for Restore Warehouse, who's helping out Habitat for Humanity, as well as the Fayetteville Urban Ministry. And finally, folks, a wonderful night at the ballpark. It's Striking Out Cancer Night coming up on July 18th. The SwampDogs will be wearing their unique pink jerseys to help fight cancer, and as well as to raise money for cancer research. And also, all of those jerseys will be auctioned off after the game. And you'll be able to participate in that, have a great SwampDogs gear, and help out everybody involved. So it's going to be a great night of baseball, really throughout the season. So when we come back, we have a new special guest joining us here on Inside the Dog Pound. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening and watching Inside the Dog Pound on Time Warner Cable.
I thought indoor tanning was safe.
They said their tanning rays were less likely to cause a sunburn.
What you need to know is UV light from indoor tanning
can cause premature aging.
And even worse, UV light can increase your risk of skin cancer,
including melanoma, the deadliest form of skin cancer.
In fact, current estimates are that 1 in 5 Americans develop skin cancer.
And 1 person dies from melanoma about every hour.
I don't want to be one of them.
This message brought to you by the American Academy of Dermatology.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs?
Hello, everybody. Welcome back into Inside the Dog Pound here on Time Warner Cable. Ben Heisler back with you, joined now by a new guest, and that is Vicki Gehring, the owner of Allstate Glass. And Vicki, it's a pleasure to have you on the program. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. And let's talk a little bit about your company at Allstate Glass. Sort of a lot of similarities between the two in the sense that it's locally owned. and it's had a real nice impact on the community. So really a lot of family businesses and people in Fayetteville really care about you guys. And what's that been like to have such an impact on the community?
It's been wonderful. We have been so glad to be here. We've been here for 30 years, and it's been a joy every day to be a part of this community, to watch it grow, to watch the SwampDogs grow right with it.
So tell us a little bit about your company in All-State Glass, how long you guys have been around, serving the community, helping out, and so on and so forth.
As I said, we've been here for 30 years. We do automotive glass, we do residential glass, we